Hi, I'm Haley Hansen and I'm with Filter of Hope. First, we want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. The purpose of this video is to give you information that will help you and your team prepare for the best missions experience possible. We know that the more your team prepares and prays, the more successful your trip will be. In these videos, we will go over some simple practices for distributing filters and sharing the gospel. Let's start by understanding the purpose of your short-term trip. During your trip, you will provide clean water to people who are in desperate need. If this is the first time traveling to a developing nation and experiencing abject poverty, it will be an eye-opening experience. Our water filter is an amazing evangelism tool that will create opportunities for you to interact with the local people. Using the filter, we are able to meet their greatest physical need, which creates an opportunity for us to earn the right to share with them about their greatest spiritual need. During your trip, you will participate in Filter of Hope's partnership with at least one in-country church. These churches have committed to following up and continuing to build relationships with people in the areas where we work. Filter of Hope does nothing without the local church being involved. We do not want to create the image of wealthy Americans coming with a handout. Through this video, we want to help your group prepare for your trip. We want to help you understand how to enter a home, install a filter, and share the gospel before you leave for your trip. The more you prepare here, the more time you can spend in the community once you've arrived in country. Reading through your team agreement guide and the leader's guide is a great place to start. Your team agreement document gives you the exact dates of when the money is due, and it also tells you what Filter of Hope will provide and what we won't. The team members guide will answer most common questions and walk you through what to expect on your trip, from arriving at the airport all the way to when you return. The guide includes the packing list, the medical information, and it also has tons of information you will need to keep your team on track for success. Another way to help strengthen your team is through your pre-trip meetings. We want you and your team excited about missions and evangelism. We know that some of you may not have ever led someone to Christ, and you may not have ever even tried to do so. We have a few suggestions for these meetings. As you prepare, you should be praying together and getting to know one another. It's a good idea to practice sharing your testimonies with each other. This will help you for your time in country, but it will also help you to establish a better bond between your team members. Once you have landed in country, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First, our goal is never to pass out as many filters as possible. We never want to rush installing a filter or presenting the gospel. Each day, your team will be split into smaller groups. Ideally, each of these groups will consist of a translator and a member from the in-country partner church. Each group will walk house to house through the community, distributing and installing filters. It's a good idea to give each member of your group a job and discuss these before entering the house and think about switching jobs at each house you come to. The needs will be different at each house, but think about who will install the filter, who's going to help them with the tools, who will share the gospel, who will lead everyone in prayer. Also, I would designate someone to eliminate any distractions that may arise while you're in the house. For example, a small child may want attention. If one of your team members can step aside and play with that child, the mother can give her full attention to your group. Now, when you go to their house, have clean cups in your backpack for each demonstration. Avoid drinking from their cups if at all possible. Be prepared to spend a significant amount of time in each house. The families who live there are proud of their house and their belongings. Create natural conversations with the family. Make sure they understand that they are not simply a project to you. Make sure that you are looking them in the eye when you speak and not looking at your translator. For the first 5 to 10 minutes that you are at the house, spend some time getting to know the family. Simply ask them questions. Ask about their children and what they do for work, how long they've lived in their house. You can even ask who built their home. If you see a picture on the wall, ask about the people in it. During this time, your main goal is simply to connect with the family and make them feel comfortable talking with you. Another huge key for success will be your debrief meetings every night. Take time to talk about your day. Take this time to share your experiences with your team. Discuss how your day went and how the people responded to the gospel. Take time to celebrate and share the stories every day. Also, take some time to dig into what people felt as well as what they saw. Now, let's take a minute to talk about pictures. We know that you'll want to capture the memories of the people you met and the things you saw, and we want you to do that too. But it needs to be done in the right way. Remember, you're going into someone's home and you are their guest. You would never walk into a friend's house here in the States and start taking pictures, so please don't do it on this trip. Now, more than likely, the people you meet will want to take a picture with you, and they'll even feel honored if it's done in the right way. But always ask permission before doing so. And never take pictures during the gospel presentation. Wait until the whole presentation is done and then ask permission to take a picture. Ask them something like this. There are people back home who have donated money for you to have this filter and for me to come on this trip. They would love to see where they are going. Also, there's this really cool app that we sometimes use that you may want to get too. It's called Solocator. When you get there, if you take pictures through this app, the picture will have a GPS coordinate on the photo along with a link to Google Earth. When you get home, you can email the picture to your supporters and they can see who received the filter and even the homes they lived in. This is a great way to thank your supporters. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope that you have a great trip.